Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You find me on Twitter at Dynasty Dad FF. It is Tuesday. That means it is Trade Talk Tuesday. Nothing better than trade talks other than when Brock is rocking the mustache. That adds to the show. I love it. I'm excited to get this thing going. We're getting closer to the NFL draft. Tomorrow, the rookie guide drops. What we're doing today, we get 5 super chats. We're going to give away a rookie guide. We're going to give away 1 month of the VIP Patreon. That's a $60 value. You guys have been awesome with this because now you guys are starting to expect it to come out on Tuesday. Guys are saying, hey, let's go. Let's get these things going. You know, a lot of guys are know that their trades are going to be covered. For the first time, we're going to be doing trades from not just Twitter and the Patreon, but we're going to do it from YouTube as well. So if you guys want your questions answered, you got to get them super chats out. And Snoog, if you want to win your rookie draft, you got to get this rookie guide, man.
Yeah, the rookie guide, I mean, we're, Brock, up to 75, 80 prospects deep, just cranking out comps, scheme fits, rankings, everything you could think of rookie-related for April and May of your rookie draft. So we've done a ton of work on that, ton of good edits and quality work that Brock's put into it, putting the thing all together. And then I've been back there diving into the research, putting things together, and then in May, we're going to launch our version 3.0, and Dad's going to work on an entire how to trade your rookie picks page, basically going through equivalents, how to tier off, how to go into a different draft, all that good stuff. You'll see it when it comes out, but DM me or Dad if you're interested. We'll get that over to you. All we need is an email, and then we can figure out the payment from there. But
yeah, and we got
left out the most important part. Version 2 drops tomorrow. You're already talking about version 3. Version 2 drops tomorrow.
It does.
Exactly.
It does.
If you guys want, DM us right now. Best place to get that is in your Patreon, patreon.com/smash accept. Get you into our Discord. It is flying right now. Like, I've been getting so many DMs. We had to kind of shift things around to try to go with different kind of access of how everybody's doing it because it's so busy right now. Everybody's in there. They want their questions answered. They want to get things done. If you guys are struggling with dynasty trades, struggling with your rookie draft, or you just want to be a part of a community that talks shop 24/7. I mean, these are a bunch of degenerates in here just like you that will answer your questions, and we'll take care of you guys. So Brock, he was talking about equivalents. We got a show dropping that's coming out real soon with our value equivalents. I'm excited for that. What is the value equivalent in dynasty trades for that mustache though? That is peak. That is peak.
We'll give it like a Ricky Pearsall. It's in its early stages. Maybe
that's a 101 Ashton Genty all day.
Maybe I cut it. Early on in the process, but we're hoping for big things here in year 2. So
that's real quick.
It's not the 101. That's Tom Selleck, man. Or Don Mattingly. We're not messing with this.
Real quick. Bill Picotta said Snoog and Dad crushing it. Yes, we are, but so is Brock. Make sure you give Brock his cookies when his cookies are given or due. He's done an amazing job on the rookie guide. Amazing job on these trade shows with us. All the edits behind the scenes. So give him a follow on Twitter. Take your hats off and give him a little hat tip because he's been crushing it for us as well. So
appreciate it. And real quick, before we even jump into trade one, we already got a super chat, Dad, from Andres Rosa.
Ooh, Andres, welcome. I love it.
All right, Andres, appreciate the super chat. He said, these guys respond. They have the passion and the knowledge. Joining the Smash Accept Patreon has been great. Looking forward to the show.
Let's go.
Dad, is this every single person that joins the Patreon? They have this sentiment. They all view it the same. And it's got to be awesome for you guys to hear as well, building this thing and getting that feedback every now and then, every day probably. It's great for y'all.
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience just watching this thing grow to now almost 700 members of guys that I feel like every time we talk about how many, but that's just to show how big the growth is. I mean, this past month, we added 129 people and only 4 people left. Like that's most of your dynasty discords are 50-50, 100 come, 50 leave. We had 129 and 4 left. That's wild. That's insane because there's longevity to it. There's guys knowing that they're getting their money's worth. They're getting a community of analysts that care what they're saying and a bunch of people that, are just like them, that want to talk shop, that want to do trade polls, that want to create their own leagues, do their startups. Andres, we really appreciate that. When you guys just throw a couple of bucks just for fun, it always helps help us get a cup of coffee and put Snoog's future kids through college.
All
Gotta get
right.
the
So
kids
without
ready.
further ado, let's jump right into things, guys. So we got trade one coming from Neiman Montes over from YouTube. We got one side with Drake London, other side with T. Higgins and the 201. Dad, let's go ahead and kick things off here with you on this one.
First off, Neiman, appreciate that. We're starting to get so many questions on YouTube now. So we wanted to kind of incorporate you guys, let you guys know things are going in. This is a tough trade because today what we wanted to talk about is insulated trades. And when we talk insulated trades, we're trying to take a player and we're trying to value that, get another player, but a pick added on. This is really close for me. If this was 111, 112, I'm going to smash it. 201, I think it's fair. I think it's right on the line. I love T. Higgins. I mean, you look at Drake London's 23, T. Higgins is 26. If this is super flex 12 team and at the 201, I think I can get another really nice piece. I think this is going to sound crazy to people, but I think I'm leaning T. Higgins. We just did a wide receiver pillar show where T. Higgins was 25 up until 2 weeks ago. He's 26 years old. He's going to be tied to Joe Burrow. As much as I love Drake London, I think this is low key the T. Higgins side, but I would like to come back to him and just say, can we make this T. Higgins in the 27 first? Can we make this T. Higgins in the 111, 112 of 25 or 26 and kind of tweak it a little bit? Snoog, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm smashing the T. Higgins side. Why? Because they're both young enough for me where T. Higgins is going to outscore Drake London for the next 2 to 3 years, most likely. If not, it's going to be the same production you're getting from them. Neither of them are going to finish wide receiver 1 overall, but both have top 6 to 8 upside any given year. T. Higgins, we saw what he did last year with Joe Burrow. He's locked into Cincinnati. The defense is terrible. Michael Penix isn't as good as Joe Burrow. So you're getting a quarterback that's going to feed T. Higgins at a high level, paced out to 1,300 plus yards and like 15 touchdowns last year as the number 2 option in Cincinnati. I just think the 201's way too good of a piece to add on a T. Higgins to go to Drake London for 0 upgrade in points per game, 0 upgrade in production just to get 3 years younger. Like, get 3 years younger with that 201. That's kind of how I look at it.
Yep. I love that one. Let's move on to our next one here. And that's the interesting part is everybody loves Drake London. I love Drake London. I think Drake London is going to be phenomenal. But I also think T. Higgins finishes like the wide receiver 2 last year in fantasy points per game. We can't discount that. Yeah. We can't just look at it and say, all right, I'm kind of moving off of that.
Yep.
All right. Trade number 2 here coming from Nicholas Winner over from Twitter. So we got one side with Rome and the 111, other side again with Drake London, also with Evan Engram on that side. Snoog, which side do we like, Rome in the first or London and Engram?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Rome in the first on this one as well. You're getting good enough pieces added on top to still damn near foundational type wide receivers with Rome and T. Higgins, 2 guys that are gonna be really good talents that are young enough that are gonna get. They both have elite quarterbacks thrown to them. They just have good situations to thrive, just like Drake London does. Evan Engram, I could care less for him when comparing him to the 111. So to me, that's just a Rome for the value all day because Rome's a loved asset right now in fantasy football. You could turn him into whatever you want. If you don't like Rome, it's just such a good value swing for me on that Rome side. So I like that side.
Yeah, I'm on the same page because I'm looking at this again. Don't take this that say Dad or Snoog don't like Drake London. He's a foundational asset. Here's the deal, though. Rome Odunze is going to close that gap between him and Drake London, and that 111 is going to give you so much better of an asset than what you're getting with Evan Engram. At 111, you can get Colston Loveland. At 111, you can trade back and get multiple different assets. So I'm, again, going on the insulated trade. I'm going to go on the side with Rome in the 111. If I'm doing this trade, I would smash it at 108. But again, this is a very fair trade. When you're talking about trading for rookie picks this time of year, you're getting fair trades. You're not fleecing people. You're not getting those trades where it's like, oh, wow, this is insane value because the rookie picks are at a premium. So you're going to have to pay up.
Exactly.
So at the bottom of the screen here, I put it 5 super chats. We will give away a rookie guide and we will give away 1 free month of the Patreon. If we get to 10 super chats, we'll give away 3 rookie guides and 3 months of the Patreon. So that's 3 separate things. You guys want to get in here. You want your trades questions answered. Make sure you jump in. I can see there's already 20 or 30 in the chat as well as on my DMs right now. So, if you guys want those in, jump in. If not, enjoy the show.
All right, guys. Next trade number 3 coming from Fantasy Fanatic over on Twitter. We got one side with Justin Jefferson, other side with Lad McConkey, Jordan Addison, in a mid 26 first. Is this enough, Dad? You selling Jefferson for this? Or does a little more context matter?
No. So here's the deal. So when we're talking about insulated trades, the last 2 trades, we're getting Rome Odunze, we're getting T. Higgins. Lad McConkey, I love Lad McConkey. I got no problem there. Jordan Addison is not that's what does this deal away from me. If you tell me this is Jordan Addison or Lad McConkey at 26 and 27 first, I'm going to take that for Jefferson. But we're talking about Lad McConkey, who's a back end wide receiver 1. You're going to get a mid 26 first, and then you're going to get a early flex with Jordan Addison. I need this to be more. And I know people are going to say, well, value-wise, you say Jefferson's worth 3 firsts. And yeah, he is. But I was like, I want something else. Addison's the one that throws this deal off for me. I'm not interested in Jordan Addison. I try to take a Jordan Addison, a Zay Flowers, guys like that. Snoog and I keep saying those couple of names where we're tearing up off of that. So I'm going all in and taking Jefferson. If I'm not getting, BTJ, if I'm not getting Malik Neighbors, Jefferson's staying on my team unless I get something where I'm blown away. This doesn't blow me away.
Yeah, I would actually, just hearing how you kind of broke that down, I'm going to take the Lad side because I know I can get the 102, 103 for Lad, and I know I can get a random first for Addison. So I'm getting more than 3 firsts in my mind right now because the 102, 103 is worth 2 mid to late firsts to me. I can definitely get a first for Addison, and I get a mid 26 first. If I'm rebuilding, I'm taking the right side all day long because I think that's a great way to part it all out. But what I would be doing is what Dad and I always do is going to someone with a 26 first or 27 first and saying, you interested in Jordan Addison for your first? If they say yes, okay, good. Go to the guy with the 102, the 103, the 104. You want Lad McConkey for that pick, maybe 104 in a second or 103 in a couple thirds, whatever you can do. Get as much as you can out of them. I'm going to each owner before I even accept that trade because when I'm trading Justin Jefferson, I want to make sure I get every damn value piece that I can get for him. If I can lock that all in, then I'd take it. If not, and it's kind of like a gloomy market trading Lad McConkey and Jordan Addison, I'd probably hold on to Justin Jefferson because I know that deal is probably always going to be there for me.
Let me see. This one's actually up on a Twitter poll, so I want to pull up to see where we're at here. But I mean, right now it's 70% Jefferson, 30% the other side. This is a 10-team league, so that does change it a little bit.
Yeah,
but honestly, I'm surprised at that just because we don't want it to be completely random. Like if I love it where we're trying to flip Addison and we're trying to flip that 26 first. I mean, if this is Lad and 227 first, it's not even close. If it's Lad and a 27 first plus a guy that I like more than Addison, I'm in. The 26 first.
Like Devonta Smith.
Yeah, the mid 26 first just is not as exciting as a mid 25 first right now. So interesting one, but I like it.
Real quick, before we jump into the next one, I have a question for Snoog. You kind of mentioned it there with only doing a deal if a couple people say that they would do a deal after that. Do you ever just say, screw it, let's just make a 4-team deal or a 3-team deal where you already
I do those
know?
a lot.
Okay, I was gonna ask. So it's not like you get, not stuck with Lad and Addison, but like if you were to do that part, thinking there'd be other trades, and then those people might back out. Stuff changes so quick in Dynasty. It's like, you know what, 4-team deal. Let me make sure I'm getting my first now. But not to reveal it to the person to be like, oh, I could have just traded them for 102 and and 108
I'll throw that. I'll throw that on the table. But I also will. I do this so much where I go to other people and say, like, you interested in this person if I get them? And then it's like, yeah. And I'll have like 3 trades go back to back to back, and everyone's just like, what the heck is Snoog doing? Like, what's he up to?
Stat padding. You're stat padding.
I like doing that. See, I like doing that more. Is like I was doing that in Smash 18 where I was about to make a trade. But before I made that trade, I was trying to make another one. And it's like, so both of them worked. And then I made a trade, and one of them was to get Amon Ra St. Brown. And the other one was going to move back to get Jared Goff. So it was like a quick stack within 30 seconds. It's so hard to pull off a 3-way because guys end up backing out and they're like, you know what?
They start screen peeking.
No, I don't want this. And yeah, exactly. So like if you do a 2-part deal, oftentimes if I'm making this trade, I'll probably get more for Lad McConkey than he did because I'm a better salesman. Like that's literally what Dynasty is knowing player values and just understanding how to make deals and how people work and how people think and being able to sell it that way. I mean, if you're a likable person, you're going to make a lot more trades than if you act like a dick. It's just how it goes.
Yeah. All right, go in there. Just wanted to run that one by you guys real quick. So trade number 4 here coming from Context Capper over from Twitter. We got one side with Brian Thomas Jr. and the 112. Other side with Tee Higgins and Ashton Jeanty. Snoog, I hear you over there huffing and puffing.
This is Ashton Jeanty, and it's not even close for me. I'm taking Tee Higgins. Me and Dad talked about this on the show we did the other day. I think Tee Higgins, you could comfortably say, is valued in that like 104 to 105 range. I have Jeanty a nudge above BTJ. I mean, they're back to back for me. Like literally, like whoever I could get like a third on top, I'd take. I could see taking BTJ in a rebuild or taking Jeanty if I'm really trying to go in and contend. I got some wideouts, but the Tee Higgins over the 112 for me is what sells me big time.
I would take BTJ over the 101 all the time, but this one got added in. This was actually part of a 3-way trade, to be honest. But what I was looking at is sometimes you can disguise a trade, right? Like you can take this BTJ is worth more than the 101, but like Snoog said, maybe a second at most, probably more like a third. So then you look at the one side and you're like, okay, BTJ is worth more than the 101. And then the guy will be like, well, Tee Higgins is worth this. Let's kind of do this. And you can kind of disguise it, because if you're trading the 101, and I want to do another 101 trade show just because it's wild, the deals that I'm seeing. Like when you talk about running backs that go 1 overall, like they don't miss. I was talking to Snoog about this like the other day. I put a tweet out there. We're looking at, since 2015, Zeke or Gurley was first, 3 RB1 seasons, 2 RB2s. Zeke the next year, 3 RB1s, 3 RB2s. Fournette, 5 RB1 seasons. Barkley, 5 RB1 seasons. Brees, RB1 and then 2 RB2s. And Bijan, 1 RB1 and 2 RB2 seasons. It's like you're getting a guaranteed thing here with Ashton Jeanty, so don't sell short. Like that's all I can say at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Right now,
no spot
people would take BTJ over him, but I guarantee you when people actually see him get drafted, either 10 to the Bears, 12 to the Cowboys, or 6 to the Raiders, the market's going to flip just like that.
But it shouldn't. And that's the thing. It's like when you double count at the combine. Yeah, that guy ran a 4.3.
That's just what I'm saying. Yeah.
But if a guy is like, we're predicting him to go to top 6 to 12, and then he gets drafted top 6 to 12, and you're like, oh, stock up. No, it's already where it should be, but I love that.
Yeah, good breakdown there on that one, guys. So trade number 5 here coming from Brian M over from the Patreon. We got one side with Amon Ra in a 26 second, other side with T and 2 firsts. We got the 109 and a random 27 first.
People have been listening to our show, Dad.
Let's go. I know I talked to Brian about this when he messaged me on Twitter, because he's like, hey, I'm trying to get through in the Discord. I'll just throw this out there. Tee Higgins is the theme of the show. He's just been cheap. Tee Higgins, the 109 and a random 27 first. I would say if that random, it looks mid, I would trade. Like, way I look at this is if I get Tee Higgins in a 27 first for Amon Ra, I think I'm doing that right now. And then a 109 for 26 second, like that's kind of where I'm at. And the 109 right now, you're going to get Caleb Johnson or, Puka in some leagues. It's just, you're going to get a really nice asset at 109 that you can flip for another 27 first or draft right there. So, I mean, this for me is a smash accept, but I don't think the community is going to feel that way. And, one of the guys messaged me the other day. He's like, what I love about this show is like, you guys aren't an echo chamber for the rest of the Twitter and YouTube and everything else. You guys have your own takes. And he's like, Dad, your takes are right on. Like, this is what happens. It doesn't sound right, but it is. And this is just the gap between T and Amon Ra is not this big.
Yeah, I'm taking the T side all day here. I love buying T. You're getting a top 15, 16 wide receiver and 2 firsts on top of a guy that will outscore Tee Higgins. But last year, he didn't in a points per game perspective. So I just think the Bengals defense being horrible and Joe Burrow having to throw the ball a ton and in his absolute MVP bag is going to be super good for Tee Higgins and Jamar Chase. Real quick, because we were just talking about how we trade and like how it's tough to trade with us, all that good stuff. Chris in the comments from YouTube, Chris Provost just commented Saquon Barkley or Rome in the 208. Dad, where are you at on selling Saquon Barkley? Like, is Rome in the 208 or is T. Higgins in the 208 or something along those lines close for you to move off of a Saquon, or are you just riding the production off until the wheels fall off?
I'm sticking with Barkley on this particular draft.
That's what I'm thinking.
This particular pick. Yeah, I mean, I got no problem there. I would run him into the ground at this point. If that's Rome is not what I'm looking for there. We have a couple other Saquon deals there, but back to the regular scheduled program. Where we at here? Brian M. We did this one. We're going to my man P. Rivers.
P. Rivers over from the Patreon. Appreciate it, P. We got one side with Justin Herbert, Zay Flowers, the 206, and a 27 fourth. Other side with a nice stack there. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. Also a third. Dad, I'm going to kick this one over to you here. How are you breaking this one down? Do you look at quarterback, receiver, see which one you prefer? How are you looking at this?
Yeah, so I mean, I've gone back and forth on this one a couple of times because I'm in this league. It's Smash Except 13. You won't see them trading for 26 first because I have 10 of them. But we're looking at this. This is from Scotty Smash and P Rivers 13, which obviously goes for Phillip Rivers, just spelled a little bit different. It's an interesting trade, right? Like there's so much to look at here. For me, CeeDee Lamb I have over Justin Herbert, because I think you're getting that. Dak Prescott is undervalued. I think Dak Prescott is equal to Zay Flowers. So I feel like the only gap there you're looking is, I would rather have Lamb and Dak Prescott just because I feel like I'm going to get more points from that side. I think Justin Herbert and Zay Flowers is nice, but the 206 versus 27 third does not make me want to sell CeeDee Lamb because CeeDee Lamb's going to rise, and there's no way. I put a post out today about Dak Prescott. He's been a top 12 quarterback every single year except this past year. This past year, it was QB 20. It's a perfect storm for Dak Prescott. If you're buying a quarterback on the cheap, he has a horrendous defense. He's about to get an offensive weapon taken at 12 and maybe even early second. Like this is a perfect storm where Dak Prescott is going to put up QB1's numbers. So I am low-key leaning the CeeDee Lamb side. Snoog, help me out on this one because this is tight, right? And I mean, for further context, I'll pull up where they're actually at because this is one of my leagues. P. Rivers or Scotty Smash, he's one of the other guys that has one of the lower numbers of. He has tons of picks, but at one of the lower teams. Now he's got Amon Ra and CeeDee Lamb, Dak and Caleb Williams as his quarterbacks. The other side, you're looking at P. Rivers. He goes and makes this deal. Now his QB1 was his QB2 is Derek Carr. So I mean, he was needing at that quarterback position. But he has Malik Neighbors, Zay Flowers at wide receiver now. So I just have a hard time dealing CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, for me, it's the Cowboy stack. Lamb over Herbert, Dak over Flowers for me. I just think I don't care for the 206 in this scenario to sway me one way or another. I love getting the stack. That's a stack that put up like 900 fantasy points just 2 years ago when they were both healthy. In an offense, I mean, that defense is terrible for Dallas now. Horrendous. They got a lot of stuff that they got to start building. Another situation where they could throw the ball for 500 attempts next year with Dak Prescott. Like, even though he's coming off an injury, if they bring in like whoever it is going to be at 12, Genty, Golden, Ket McMillan, Emeka Egbuka, whoever it is, I just think Dak's going to get a massive value bump, and CeeDee Lamb's still the alpha there. So I love that side.
Hey, got another super chat, my main man, Ed Mayer.
Appreciate the super chat, Ed. And that is 2 out of 5 on the way to the free rookie guide version 2 dropping tomorrow and the free month of Patreon. And then Dad's going crazy. I don't know if it's an April Fool's. I think he's being serious, but if we get to 10, he's going to give away 3 rookie guides and 3 free months of the Patreon. So,
dude, that's wild, man. That's like $170. So like, heck with it. Let's have some fun.
All right, back to Ed's super chat here. He said he traded Kenneth Walker in the 303 for the 26 second and a 27 first. He's rebuilding. He has Stroud, Brian Thomas, and Bijan still. He now has several firsts and 26, a couple seconds, and 3 27 firsts. So would you guys trade Kenneth Walker for a second and a first? Is pretty much what it boils down to.
It's good market value for me, especially in a rebuild, getting off the running back, getting picks.
I'm smashing the 27 first side, even if it's, we'll call it random because it's so far away, right? Like I think ultimately I would prefer maybe an asset rather than the 26 second. You know what I mean? But I think I'm moving off Kenneth Walker if I'm rebuilding with this kind of roster where I'm starting to look 2 years into it. We want to, when we talk about the way that we're building when it comes to our rebuilds, the main thing that we say is we're trying to, maximize liquidity and minimize risk. And that's what you're doing here. Kenneth Walker could drop in value by 2027. Guess what? Even if that's 27-112, there's no way it's going down in value. That class is just going to continuously grow and grow. And the community is starting to understand it, Snoog, is like you make a trade, right? And you're like, all right, 26 first plus this player. And they're always like, make it a 27 and we got a deal. I hate doing it because I don't want to pay for the next year's dues. I'm like, I got to pay for 2 years dues, so it's like that class is it's ruining it for us.
Yeah.
All right. Trade number 7 here coming from C. Mayer over from the Patreon. We got one side with Joe Burrow, Trey McBride, and a 26 second. Other side with Josh Allen, George Kittle, and a 26 first. Snoog, your reactions always get me. I got to kick this one over to you. Which side do we like here?
Josh Allen by a mile. Like, I'm looking at this and laughing and accepting and texting Dad right after and saying, look at this trade. Got Josh Allen over Joe Burrow by a good amount, and George Kittle in a first for McBride. I'm taking that all day.
Well, yeah, because I would say McBride's worth a Kittle in a first. So basically, but you're disguising this trade, right? Again, like we've been talking about,
exactly.
Is like you're saying, oh, McBride's that much better than Kittle, but I say Allen's worth more than Burrow. Right. That's why we do these trades, and a lot of you guys comment. You're like, well,
we 1-2 flop in there too.
The idea of this, exactly. The idea of this is to get ideas to win your dynasty leagues and make your own dynasty trades. Does this matter for context if this is 12 team, 14? Absolutely. But the idea of this show is to, 1, help you guys with their trades, and 2, give you guys ideas, and 3, help the guys that are on YouTube, on Twitter, and in the Patreon to just smash better dynasty trades. So this is a great one.
I would say, just hitting on it real quick, like, would you say there's a gap? You probably like a Burrow and a first for Allen, like a Burrow and a random first for Allen.
I would say
that's how I'm looking at it. So I'm just taking the 26 second and throwing it away and just looking at it like, okay, so I'm basically getting Kittle and 2 firsts for McBride in a second. Like, in my head, that's how I'm looking at the trade.
And there's no settings format that makes me want McBride that much more than Kittle.
No.
Like, you're like, oh, it's start 2 tight end. It's 0.75. It doesn't matter because Kittle is going to be a top 3 tight end this year. Set it and forget it.
Yep.
All right. Nice trade there, C. Mayer. Moving on to trade 8, Cheesehead coming from YouTube. We got one side with TJ Hawkinson and Tua and the 105. Other side with, I'm going to say, Garrett Wilson and the 103. So TJ, Tua on the 105, or G. Willie and the 103. I'm going to kick this one over here to you, Dad. What do we think?
Hey, listen, it is really tough to just deny the Hawk Tua. I mean, I'm Hawkinson and Tua in the 105. But I mean, let's be honest. Garrett Wilson, I prefer over Hawkinson and Tua. And then you're getting the 103. It's a smash accept in there. I don't even think he tried that. Try to get those 2 names next to each other. But I think this one will get you in less legal trouble than Hawk Tua herself. So that's kind of where we're at. Garrett Wilson, 103. Snoog, the difference, and I have a lot of people messaging me say, I work one of those cheese balls in every show. The difference between the 103 and 105, I have people saying that they're paying a first for that, and I'm like, no, right? The gap, it's a flat tier. What scenario makes
like
the 103?
You're gonna get a third. That's what you'll get on top come draft day.
What scenario makes the 103 worth more than a first, more than the 105? Travion Henderson to the Chiefs,
a first round running back, or Hunter to the Pats at 4, or Tet McMillan top 6.
Yeah,
or to the Tet to the Panthers, Patriots, Raiders, or Hunter to the Pats, or Henderson, Hampton, Judkins, any of those guys sneak into that round 1 range. That's literally how. Like, that's the only way.
It's just
or
not
Warren
there.
Goes somewhere crazy. Like, imagine Warren at 13 to the Dolphins and they trade Tyreek Hill. I think that's in play. Like, I really think he would be really fun in the Dolphins.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Like, I think that could, but I don't think Ward number 1 does it for me. Like,
no. No, I think maybe if Ward gets traded to the Giants somehow, they would do some kind of deal there. Maybe. But right now, that's not a trade I'm making. I will add a first to get from the 102 to the 101. I'll add a first to go from 105 to 102 because I think even if you don't like Hampton, something at 102 is going to be absolutely.
I wouldn't do that. I would get the first. I wouldn't do it.
If it's late, I would consider it. Here we go. Trade 9, baby. Halfway through.
All right. Trade number 9 coming from Teddy Westside from the Patreon. Looks like we got a fellow How I Met Your Mother fan over here. So we got one side with Amon Ra in the 103, other side with Justin Jefferson. Snoog, I'm going to kick this one over here to you. Are you in agreement?
Cowbell. Shake the cowbell.
Go. Not even close.
Yeah, me and Dad were talking about this one backstage. To go from Justin Jefferson to Amon Ra St. Brown isn't a crazy big points per game difference, if any. And the 103, a Henderson, a Hunter, a McMillan, a Hampton, a Judkin. I don't care who the heck it is there. You don't even have to make the damn pick. You can go flip it for Garrett Wilson and add a second. I don't care what you do, but that's a cowbell trade.
And then you know what you do next then, Snook? Is you go back to trade number 6, and now you got Amon Ra and the 103. Then you trade Amon Ra for
you got T
109 and 27 first. That's how you do it. That's a cascading trade. You just go ahead and you take one.
That's how you turn a turd sandwich team into a superstar team in 2 years, right there. A trade like that.
You're getting it, man. I love it.
All right, trade 10 here coming from Bob over from the Patreon. We got one side with Puka Nakua and a 27 first. Other side with Jordan Love, Devonta Smith, and a second in 2027. So it looks like a little 1-2 swap in there. Is it on the right side, Dad?
So here's the deal. So Bob made this deal. It was Puka, and he wanted to get he's loaded at quarterback. So he gave up Love and Devonta to get Puka. Yeah. I said and then he messaged me and he said, Dad, look, it's the 1-2 swap. That's what we're talking about. I always say, get that little swap in there at the end. Like the deal was close. Be like, tell you what, make it a 1-2 swap and I'll give it to you. And even if this is in theory, the 201 versus 112, that 27 first, just the name cachet of the first is going to increase in value where you're going to get that. So I prefer Puka over Love. I prefer the 27 first over Devonta. Like that's just kind of where we're at. So I was okay with this one again because I think Love was his QB, definitely his QB3, might have been his QB4. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He asked me about this one too. I was on the same page with you. He had like ridiculous amount of good quarterbacks in a 12-team super flex. It was just a really good trade for his team to get better. I mean, like if you really want to look at it, like Devonta Smith's probably worth a 27 first plus like a second. But Puka, I'm taking over Jordan Love, especially if Jordan Love's literally just sitting on my bench, never going to play, and nobody else is interested in any of my quarterbacks. Because I think he was kind of pinned in a situation like that where he was struggling to trade quarterbacks. So sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do. And this is a trade that he did, and I liked it for him, and so did Dad. So
good deal. All right, we got our third super chat here out of 5 for the free rookie guide, free month of the Patreon. From Aaron Neitzel, appreciate it, Aaron. He said, my league transitions to Superflex after the upcoming 25-26 season. He wants to invest in a QB now before the price goes up. Should he trade Geno and the 106 for Trevor Lawrence?
He said he said he meant to put late 26 first, not the 106. He fixed it in the comments. So smash that.
Late 26 first, absolutely. So
that's a huge
lot of
difference.
guys have been they've been messaging me saying, hey, we're transitioning to Superflex. And I said, good for you. I've done that in multiple leagues. I think the year that you're doing it, you can't value them properly. Like you can't say they're worth what they are. So you're trying to get ahead of the game. This one says they're not doing it until the end of 25-26. So I think you definitely, that late 26 first, that's not a problem at all. Trevor Lawrence is a guy that Snoog and I are both buying, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Geno is just a vessel to upgrade or to get thrown in, as a nice depth starter. So I'm all in on this one. I like it a lot. The 106, I would not have said the same thing. I would have firmly said, it's about right. Like I think Trevor's worth the 105, 106, but the 26 first, not even. So all right, let's get back. Do we got Keebers? Keebers it is.
All right. Trade 11 coming from Keepers. We got one side with Kyren Williams and the 103. Other side with Saquon, the 202 and the 406. Snoog, you're over there cheesing. You always make funny faces when I'm reading them.
Yep.
What side are we taking here?
I threw this one in just so Snoog has to say this. Go ahead.
It's not
Say
often I'm on the Kyren. It's not often I'm on the Kyren Williams side, but in this case, I am.
Do it.
Yeah.
103, I'd say, is very equivalent to Saquon. Getting Kyren for the 202 and 406 is like stealing candy from a baby. So sign me up all day for that side. You're getting RB1 production if the Rams don't draft a running back better than Kyren, and you're getting the 103 for Saquon, which is a wishy-washy deal, but you're just getting a lot younger. You're getting most likely a top 6 to 7 dynasty fantasy football running back as well, whether it's Henderson, Hampton, Judkins. It's not going to be Genty, but one of those guys. They're all in my top 10 right now in my rookie rankings because they're all going to go round 2 or higher, 100%. So I like this deal.
And I'm taking this in any format. A lot of people don't take this in a rebuild because they're like, I don't want the running back on there. You take Kyren and then you flip him for something else. You know what I mean? You flip Kyren for right now. He's equivalent of 106, 107. So I can get a wide receiver that I like considerably more. So yeah, Snoog, I trapped you in on that one. I knew you had to say it. Hey, welcome to the Kyren Williams fan club.
All right. Trade number 12 here coming from Shazam over from Patreon. We got one side with DK Metcalf, Brian Thomas, I'm assuming, and the 307. Other side with Chris Godwin, T. Higgins, and the 104. Dad, I'm going to kick this one over here to you.
First off, let's just say Shazam was one of Shaq's top 3 movies. You know what I mean? Like that was clutch in the late 90s. So given the context of his team, you know, this was one that we went back and forth on a little bit. I prefer I've gone back and forth on this a couple times because I look at this as like BTJ is equivalent to I honestly think it comes down to Godwin versus 307. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is worth more than 104 or T. Higgins. Metcalf's like the 110. So Higgins 104 for BTJ 118, 110 is fine. Godwin over the 307. But if you're consolidating assets, like I told him, I have no problem going and buying BTJ because he's the only foundational wide receiver in this deal. It's just a matter of what you do with the 104.
Yeah, I actually like the T. Higgins side again. Anytime I can get T. Higgins in a top 4 to 5 first for even if it's a superstar wide receiver I love like Brian Thomas Jr., I'm going to do it. I have DK in like 3 leagues. I can't trade him.
You can't trade him.
Untradeable. You can't trade the dude. So
you said that about Addison too. And that's the same. You can't trade Jordan Addison. Nobody
can't trade those guys. No one wants them.
You can't trade Zay Flowers. You can't trade DK Metcalf. You can't trade George Pickens. They're just you got to polish them up. You got to make that look a little bit nicer, you know, and you throw it out there. And this is a good way to do that if you're trying to go to the T side. I know he got the BTJ side, and that's your only foundational wide receiver. So, you know, I have no problem with that either. So that's a pretty good trade.
All right. Good one there, Shazam. Trade 13 coming from Moneyball Leagues over on Twitter. We got one side with James Cook, a 26 first and the 208. Other side with Garrett Wilson and a 26 second. Snoog, we taking Cook a first and a second or G Willie and a 26 second? What do we think?
I'm going with G Willie here. I think it's good value though. Getting Cook, who's worth probably 107, 108, and a 26 first and the 208 for Garrett. I think that's a good value, but I want the foundational wide receiver. I want the guy that's 23, 24 years old that's had 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons on the worst franchise of all time, the New York Jets. So to me, he's finally getting a quarterback he has chemistry with, a guy that he put up very good numbers in college. Exactly. The reason why he went top 10 pick was a mixture between Justin Fields and I don't even think CJ Stroud ever really he never played. Did he ever play with?
No, yeah, he did. Yeah, it was
Olave. Year. Yeah, for his first year. Yeah,
Wilson was Stroud.
Yeah. So I mean, Justin Fields is a big reason why he was one of these top picks in 2022 draft. So yeah, give me Garrett Wilson here all day.
Yeah, and I love it because the Moneyball messaged me and he was like, hey, list of wide receivers with 1,000+ yards in 22, 23, and 24. It's Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, Amon Ra, Devonta, McLaurin, Evans, AJ Brown, and Garrett Wilson. That's it. So I mean, Garrett Wilson.
And now look at Garrett Wilson's quarterback and look at the rest of them in their quarterbacks.
Yeah. So most people in consensus are going to be on the Cook late first side. I'm the Garrett Wilson side, so I like it.
All right. Trade 14 here coming from Thomas Reilly. Sorry if I butchered that, Thomas. Over from Twitter. We got one side with Justin Fields and a 26 first. Other side with JJ McCarthy and the 204. This one's interesting. Dad, I see the fingers shoot up. I'm gonna kick this one over here to you.
He messaged me on this one, and this is a locked and loaded, guaranteed top 3 26 first. So Snoog, I'm gonna get
all day then.
All day. That's what I said.
All
so
day.
I think McCarthy is rising up in value. I really do. I have him worth a 105 right now. Snoog knows I'm higher on him than most people, but Justin Fields is way up there for me. Like if Justin Fields produces as a QB1 and the Jets win 8 to 10 games, his stock flies up and he's a starter for 2026 then. If you knew both of these players were starting 2025 and 2026, you would take the Field side because you're getting a locked and loaded top 3 person. It's Arch Manning. It's Jeremiah Love. There's a lot of really good players at the top end of that first.
If Justin Fields and JJ McCarthy play a full season, JJ McCarthy will never outscore Justin Fields ever. He will.
The longevity there, though.
The longevity is there. The security is there.
Coach, play caller.
But Justin Fields playing 17 games is outscoring JJ McCarthy. I don't care what the weapons look like. He's going to do it. He did it on the Bears with nothing before DJ Moore was even a Bear. So that's all you need to know.
I'm so bullish on Fields. The other day I offered on a rebuilding team, I offered Jalen Hurts for Fields and 227 firsts.
I have him as my QB3 in a couple leagues, and I love it because I'm like, I'm going to end up starting this guy. Like he's going to end up starting over Justin Herbert or Brock Purdy or whatever.
I started to tear down Smash Except 9 where you came in second last year. I got your first. I got a bunch of firsts, and I'm like, I don't even have a QB2 to go along, with my QB1. All of a sudden,
are you rebuilding it?
Justin Fields is back. Not anymore. Justin Fields is there, and I got like 6 firsts. Now the firsts are coming back. I'm back in, baby.
When did this happen?
You keep bringing me back in. Let's go. All right. Jaden.
Start buying from me.
All right, before we jump into these, I think we have 3 or 4 trades left. Just a quick reminder, we are at 3 out of 5 super chats here for tonight's show. 2 more we're going to be giving away. Oh, there's one as I'm saying it. So 1 away now, guys, giving away a free rookie guide. Dropping tomorrow is version 2 and also a free month of the Patreon from Lamart Jr. Appreciate the super chat, Lamart. He said he's in a rebuild and he has 10 firsts in the next 3 years. Sounds like the Dynasty Dad special, including the 101 this year. He was offered Tee Higgins, the 103, and a 27 first for CeeDee Lamb.
Do it. Hey, I would do that. And if you're rebuilding, I would draft at the 103, keep your 27 first, and even flip Tee Higgins for something a little bit younger. You know what I mean? But this is great. I mean, if you saw our rebuild special, I hope that helped you out there a little bit. But this one, build it up, and then when you go to really start to get out of that rebuild and you're into that way to go all in, now you got liquid assets of the 103, 27 first, Tee Higgins. You're getting 3 assets to build up as opposed to just 1 with CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
It's a great trade. Well done.
When we're rebuilding, I love to stay as liquid as possible with draft capital. Do this trade, take that 103, go flip it for a random 26 and 27 first. Take Tee Higgins, either keep him or go flip him for flip Tee Higgins in a second for 2 firsts, because you could probably get that for Tee Higgins right now. 2 random future firsts. Throw in a 26 second and a turd sandwich, whether you got, I don't know who it is on your bench, a Jameis Winston, a Keenan Allen, a Jacoby Myers. Throw them in there and get that done. But yeah, I love that trade.
Good deal. Again, appreciate the super chat there, Lamart. So moving on here to trade 15 coming from Jaden from the Patreon. Oh, we know why this one's in.
Hey,
he knew what he was
doing. It's a weekly thing. It's a weekly thing.
There's a guy on Twitter that's going to be like standing outside my house with like a pitchfork and like a flamethrower waiting for me, that like anytime I tweet anything about Lamagog, he's in there freaking typing away.
All right, so we know Snoog's. Dad, I believe you've said, is your price 102 or 103, or is it just 102 to 104? Okay,
No, 103. Lad McConkey's worth the 103. That's where we're at.
He's not.
Lad McConkey is worth the 103. Okay,
he might be to the market,
vu.
but he's not.
Well, the market's what matters. You know, like the dynasty market and Twitter is the mob. It's like ancient Rome.
Dad,
that's what matters.
You got Lad McConkey. You got Lad McConkey. I come to you with the 103. You're gonna take it.
I didn't say that. Oh yeah,
I
didn't say that.
The buying price and the selling price is different. You preached that before.
Yeah.
Oh well,
I have said this in the Patreon.
103. I wouldn't buy him
47 times. I'm selling for the 102. I'm holding for the 103, and I'm buying for the 104. I think he's worth that. When this class is all said and done, landing spots are going to matter. And I think with the lack of, there is not an outside of Hunter and McMillan, depending on where they go, there's no set it and forget it. This guy's the wide receiver one, like Malik Neighbors last year, or like Marv was last year. We don't have that same level of prospect unless Hunter goes to the Patriots. Because last year we weren't saying that, right? Did we say unless Malik goes here, unless Marvin Harrison goes here, unless Rome Odunze goes here?
Yeah.
Right. What I'm doing, and I talked to Snoog, is I'm trading Lad McConkey in a second for Rome Odunze in a first, and I'm running to the bank. That's Rome Odunze is a better prospect, and now he's getting an elite level situation.
Wilson.
Yeah. So I saw a Lad and a Lad for AJ Brown in a second. I'm okay with that too. Just because you're not in on Lad, there's so many different ways to play with. Snoog likes the player. We just keep bringing the same 103 versus.
I was I loved him as a prospect. I was such a Lad McConkey fan. Now he's overrated. Now I won't own him. It's just that simple. It's nothing against him. I still like the player. It's just how I play Dynasty. And if you get attached to players when they're at peak value, then you're not going to be a good Dynasty player. So
here we go. 2 more.
All right.
And we got time. Hey, we get one more super chat. We'll get the wheel. Come on. Get that last one. If you're one of those people that put in those 4, let's get that wheel going.
I'll get a wheel ready. I know it's going to happen.
All right.
Here we go. Trade 16 coming from Nagel from the Patreon. We got one side with Drake London. Wow. Other side with Adams at the 102 and a 26 second. I feel like this one's pretty clear. What do we think?
Yeah, I mean, it's Devonta Adams, and this is an insulated trade where even if this was the 103, I think I would take it. The 104, I think it's about right. Drake London is worth less than the 101, arguably more than the 102, but not a Devonta Adams in a second. This is the type of trade that I love making where you go from a London, a Lad, whoever you want to say, who's a really good wide receiver, but then you get an elite draft pick. You get Devonta Adams, who's going to be a wide receiver 1 and a 26 first. And this is how you win in Dynasty. And this is how you keep things going is next year you have a wide receiver 1. Check this out, Snoog. Bill Pacoda is that we knew Dad planted that one in there for Snoog. April Fools, baby. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, that's how I'm looking at that particular trade. Not a lot to say about that one, but this last one might be a little bit more interesting when we pull it up.
All right. Next trade here coming from Sam B over on
the
Twitter.
Wheel, baby.
All right. Are we selling the 101 guys for the 108, the 111, and a 26 first? Snoog, what do we think? Is that enough?
No. Nope. If that's a random 27 instead of 111 or a random 26, I'd do it. That's my line. I need a top 8 first in 25, and it needs to be 2 random future firsts, and I'd sell Genty. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'm holding because I think I can get a little bit better.
From what I said earlier about what the 101, if the 101's a running back like it is, you have to treat Ashton Genty as if he's Jahmyr Gibbs right now. Like value-wise, if you're selling him, you're treating it as if he's Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan Robinson. Don't come at it where you're like, well, he's never played it down. No, I mean, this is what you have. So if you're trading him, honestly, I'm not moving all the way down to 1.8. I'm moving to this seems more like this should be 106 for me. Like at 1.8, I'm not there. Snoog and I have said it's a top tier. Tier 1 is just Genty. And then there's like 2 through 7, which 8 and 9 could be added to it, but they could be taken off because of that. But I think inside that top 7, I think I would consider this. But like Snoog said, I don't want the 111. Give me 106, 107, a 27 first and a 26 first, or, kind of move that way. Hey, we hit it. Oh, no, another one popped in afterwards. All right. So Andres Rosa says, yo, spin that wheel. I love it. You get that in there. You get a little bit of extra of competitive nature. Quentin A said he's been in the Discord for a full season, headed into year 2, won his super flex and came in second in his single quarterback. Stoked to see all the rookie content. Thanks, guys. That means so much to me. Like when you guys put that where guys are saying, I hadn't won a fantasy championship in 5 years. I joined the Discord and I won 3. And you're like, dude, that's so cool because you're taking the principles, you're taking the things that Snoog and I and Brock are teaching that are different than consensus. You can go on most Dynasty websites and it's not going to be the same as what we're trying to teach. The principles that we do, the insulated trades, the foundational assets, the pillars of production, like all those things, it adds up. And what it adds up is getting you another opportunity to spin that wheel for today, baby. Let's go. Let's spin it. Let's spin it.
All right. Get your bets in.
Yeah, you got 2 spots for Andres? Well, you got 2 spots for Andres? All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it lands on Andres, Brock's got to shave the stash. If it lands on
if
it lands on someone else, Dad's got to shave everything. And then if it lands on someone else, I got to shave the goatee.
Dude, we're not doing that. We're not. The Dynasty Dad beard is a trademark. It is not going anywhere.
I'm spinning it.
Let's go.
Why play roulette when you can just do
first timer, Lamar.
That's awesome. I love when it's a first timer.
Yeah, and that's why you pay $5, you get a $20 subscription to the Patreon, and you get the rookie guide that's worth $40.
Pull the wheel back up. I'm feeling nice.
You're gonna do 2?
Free rookie guide giveaway on Snoog. Giveaway on Snoog.
Oh,
taking Lamar off there.
It's the first
taking
of the
Lamar
month.
off there. It's the first of the month. It's not April Fools.
Anti-April Fools.
There we go, Andre. There we go, baby. There we go.
All right, we'll take 2. Great
Andre,
guy.
DM me on Twitter.
He's in the Discord, so he'll hit you up.
All right, DM me on the Discord. Yep.
There were so many questions in here. Like, honestly, I love seeing how many questions you guys are throwing out there on the side. Really great questions like Puka Nakua versus the 104, 105, or, trades like there's a lot of April Fool's stuff in there. Trades like Marvin and Fields or London in a second. Like a lot of these deals, there's so many different ways to craft trades. We try to bring you the best we can. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and enjoy the process.